Let's get started. Here is the plot summary for A Heidelberg Holiday. This is brand new on Hallmark Channel, 2023's Countdown to Christmas. Heidi heads to the Heidelberg Christmas market to sell her hand-painted ornaments. While there, she falls for a local artisan who helps her reconnect with her lost heritage. Let's go. So we open to a delicate glass-blowing ornament montage and see our female lead, Jenna St. Clair. Jenna St. Clair. No, that's not right. Jenna.
That's Claire St. Clair.
I know, right?
Jenna Claire Mason.
Jenna Claire Mason. I'm going to start that all over again.
I think you should keep it.
We open to a delicate glass-blowing ornament montage and see our female lead, Heidi, played by Jenna Claire Mason. We saw her last year in A Holiday Spectacular. She's back on Hallmark this year. Anyway, she's working on a rather meticulous 12 Days of Christmas set, hand-blown glass ornaments. Did you like these ornaments, Jennifer?
I thought they were beautiful. I mean, I would not have them in my current home because that's a holiday hazard. Right. I got little kindergarten hands grubbing all over my ornaments, so I would not invest in these currently. But the future me is very involved. Could I pre-order for maybe like
2045?
12 years from now? Yeah, I can. If I can put in a pre-order for that, that'd be great. Sign me up.
I'm sure she'll take it. Yeah. She's been rejected, however, for the German Christmas markets for many, many years, but she's still optimistic about landing a pretty coveted spot at the Heidelberg market, and there's reason why she wants to go to Heidelberg. Turns out she has some really deep family connections to Heidelberg and this particular Christmas market. It's really sweet the way they unpack this entire story. In fact, Grandma, we call her Oma, which I think is just so sweet, is there for Thanksgiving, and she gets the good news while she's on the phone. Someone dropped out of the Heidelberg market, and what do you know? Heidi gets to go. It's the same market, by the way, where a close family connection sold paintings years ago. So here we go. We are off to Heidelberg, and Oma has some more good news. She's got an affordable place for Heidi to stay while she's there in Germany. She also gives her a rather intricate to-do list. And I kind of liked this, Jennifer. What were your thoughts? It was basically this to-do list of all the things that Oma loves about Heidelberg, the things she wanted her granddaughter to experience. It sort of felt very big moment for her. What did you think?
I thought it was great. I was excited for her. Now, I was a little confused that her name is Heidi Heidelberg and she's going to Heidelberg, Germany. That would be like if I had been named, let's assume I was born in Nashville, like Jennifer Nashville going to the Nashville market. Like it's a little on the nose, but they address it later. So
yes,
okay.
yes,
I was excited to see her little journey here. And right out of the gate, Heidi is a very likable character. I thought she's very rootable. I wanted her to win.
Rootable. I love that for sure. Yes. Mm-hmm. So there's a problem here. Obviously, she's got to get all of her hand-blown ornaments over to Germany. So she's off to a place called Swifty Saver Shipping. Think like a Bobo FedEx, and I do mean Bobo. And it turns out it is crazy expensive to ship her stuff over to Germany. But the guy behind the counter, who seems a little bit shady, turns out he is, because he has an off-the-books option that is way more affordable, and she takes it. I think she's going to come to regret that. Stay tuned. She leaves.
Haven't we all been there? I mean, the shipping costs are never what I have in my mind what they should be.
Never.
I don't even ship things that much, and maybe that's why, but I'm like, it'll be like $10 or whatever, and I'm always shocked and surprised. So I don't...
And surprised, yes.
I mean, how much do you think it would take to ship cases of hand-blown ornaments to Germany?
We're talking 20
Thousands?
boxes here, so I'm guessing a couple $1,000s easily.
Whew.
Yeah.
I hope she got a good deal.
Yeah.
Saved a lot of money. Not just like 10%. It must have saved a lot of money. Also, I thought it was funny that next to the Bobo UPS store was a Hallmark Gold Crown store, blatantly on display.
I missed it. Oh, good catch.
It
That's
was
funny.
full on Hallmark Gold Crown. In fact, this movie is an advertisement for the Hallmark Gold Crown experience. All the commercials are for ornaments. It's their 50th anniversary. Maybe you want to go out and buy a Hallmark ornament. It's hard to beat a Hallmark ornament, actually.
They are high quality. Yes.
Yes.
Not
Sure.
sponsored by Hallmark or Ornaments yet. Anyway, she leaves the States and literally seconds later, she's in Heidelberg. We don't get any travel. It's like wham bam, she's in Germany. And she gets out of the cab in a really pretty red peacoat at the wrong place, of course, because of the language barrier. So she winds up having to walk uphill and uphill and uphill and uphill. She's rather befuddled by the house numbers, which, I mean, it was kind of a standard house number convention here. Anyway, a charming guy on a bicycle offers to help her somehow with all of the stuff that she's brought with her. His name is Lucas, and lo and behold, she is staying at his parents' guest cottage. Her parents are, as the Americans would say, extra, and they are celebrating Advent, and they hope her time there is both fruitful and festive, which is just a lovely sentiment to offer out of the gate. What did you think of this family first meeting them, Jennifer?
Well, he was building them up so much, I thought they were going to be scary or off-putting or, extra in a bad way. But they were very welcoming. They're extra in the way of, you don't go to sleep because we have all these celebrations and things to eat and stuff to do to check off the list. But I thought they were very warm and welcoming. The whole movie, it has a very, warm aesthetic tint to it. It's almost slightly sepia-toned or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very approachable. And I did appreciate that the kids in the family love Ninjago. And my son also loves Ninjago, which is the Lego Ninja franchise. So I thought that was fun.
Nice wink and a nod there, sure.
Yeah.
The family dinner they have seems warm and inviting, and the children are just impossibly well behaved. I mean, where did they find these kids? And what kind of parenting tactics do these parents have? Because I need to read whatever they've been reading. Anyway, Heidi is a trooper for what turns out to be a really busy night for the family. They light the Advent candle and share some family traditions, including Heidi's stocking secret tradition here, which the family immediately embraces. So here's how it works. You put basically your wish for the holiday season in your stocking, and then you see if it comes true throughout the holiday season. I think that's a lovely tradition. In fact, we kind of started it in our family this holiday season as a result of all of this. So there you go.
I want to give stockings something else to do, because really stockings are bona fide beautiful dust collectors for majority of the season until their grand debut on Christmas morning. So that gives them a little more purpose. I like it. Mm-hmm. And I like alliteration. So here I'm.
Can't go wrong. Yeah. She shows off her ornaments. The family oohs and ahs over them, and Lucas shows her to the cottage, which is a stone's throw from his wood shop. How convenient. Anyway, we are off to the big Heidelberg market the next day. She is decked out in a green peacoat this time and easily distracted by everything she sees at the market. She is just a wooga because she's so excited about everything. She sets up her fragile ornaments on the flimsiest of trees, on the tiniest of tables, and my anxiety goes because I'm just waiting for something to happen with these ornaments and fall over. Did you have a similar anxiety experience related to this, Jennifer?
She had this whole, I had to set up my display, and she only brought the one set because the rest were being shipped by UPS. And it was like she ordered it on Oriental Trading or something. It was thick cardboard that is, comes together and intersects to make a Christmas tree, and she hung them on that. It looked cute, but it is not what I would put, $600 worth of ornaments on. And I know it's that much because during this, I was like, are they selling these ornaments online? Because they should be if they're not. And I found a set on Etsy and eBay, and the whole set was $600. So either they've sold them before, or I don't know. I couldn't find them on actual Hallmark's current website, but a whole set will run you $600.
Yet again, a missed merchandise opportunity for Hallmark. Where
are we doing?
Yes, seriously.
I don't know which came first. I don't know if these were actually, because it looked like her ornaments in the movie. So I don't know if they modeled her ornaments based on this set that's been floating around the internet or what. I'm very curious. If you know, drop us a line about the origin of the ornaments. Anywho, $600 on a flimsy tree. Yeah, anxiety through the roof.
She is quite a lot trying to get customers out of the gate, and Lucas gives her some instant feedback and suggests she ease off of the gas pedal a little bit. She's been open for all of 22 seconds in the holiday market, and she is suddenly worried that no one likes her booth. So, for some reason, she leaves her booth immediately to jet off with Lucas's big sister, her new friend, to see some of the town and eat her way through the market. She winds up, however, making a few sales, so yay? Was it bizarre
Because
to
there was
you?
a QR code they could scan and she could order it, do pre-orders. Yeah, hated this. You could not drag me out of my booth if I have flown however many miles to Germany for my dream spot. I mean, yeah, if you need to go potty or you need a little snack, sure, but she was gone an undetermined amount of time, but it seemed like a long time, like you said, to eat around the world. So get your butt back in your booth, Heidi.
Do your business, Heidi. She goes to see Lucas the next day, partly to flirt and maybe partly because she needs help getting all of her packages from the post office. They're waiting in line. They finally get up to the counter. The mail clerk is really funny throughout this entire thing, and he is less than helpful and less than kind. And Rutro, shockingly enough, her packages are not in Germany. They're in Iceland. Huh.
I'm filled with dread.
I'm filled with dread. Here we go. She is also filled with dread. He offers her, Lucas, a German delicacy, and her reaction is pretty funny here. She goes, "My life is falling apart and you're offering me a snack?" I mean, not a bad idea. When my life falls apart, I kind of want a snack too. So
we all have ways of coping. I mean, I tend to eat my feelings. I see no problem with it. What else are you going to do?
Girl, same. He is talking her off of the emotional edge and offers to help her with Oma's to-do list to kind of distract her, which is kind of cute. So they go sightseeing. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, girl, you're here to sell ornaments. What are you doing? Anyway, she is wide-eyed about all the German scenery, and he is super knowledgeable about everything Heidelberg. She encourages him to find his creativity, and we get sweeping drone shots of them at some fancy castle. This movie is super scenic. They really spent the budge on this one to go to Germany and do this whole thing. I thought it was quite lovely.
It was, but it's been 8,000 hours and she has not had her shadow cast in this booth. If I was the booth board, I would be like, you weren't there. You lose your booth privileges. Where are you? What are you doing? I know they want a soft sell, but they probably want a warm body in a booth.
Yeah. Not just a flimsy Oriental trading tree with your fragile ornaments just waiting for a stiff gust to blow them all over and break them.
Or somebody to steal them. I know they said, oh, we look out for each other. If I was the neighbor of her booth, I'd be like, look, I'm fine to watch for a few minutes, but you are never here. And I have my own stuff going on. So you need to figure it out. Put a cardboard cutout of yourself back there next to your cardboard cutout tree or something, because I got my own stuff to deal with.
We are unpacking stockings on St. Nicholas Day. It's very sweet at Lucas's house with the whole family there. There's chatter about who might be Heidi's secret admirer. And I'm like, duh, we know. Another trip to the post office.
Did they ever fully resolve that?
No, not really. It was
they didn't officially say.
And yeah, they didn't officially say. Another trip to the post office doesn't go so well. Her packages are still delayed. And so to clear her mind, they go for yet another scenic hike. She has donned a mustard beret and matching gloves, and they talk about what they each want in a relationship while light snow falls. We get a German version a little bit later that night of O Tannenbaum, and we talk about Christmas tree traditions around the fire. Then we get a montage of them collecting donations for a senior charity event the family will be spearheading. It's at this point I start developing a cavity because this movie is so sugary sweet. And I wonder, maybe just a little bit too sweet?
Hot take. Uh-oh.
I don't know. What were your thoughts at this point?
It was all very sweet and it was beautiful. It was like eating a decadent piece of cheesecake or something, you know, you're just like really, or whatever, insert your favorite dessert that you don't have all the time is. Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful, it's tasty, it is really sweet, and no drama.
No drama. Well, we get a little bit of drama because a third visit to the grumpy postal worker proves unsuccessful. Her ornaments are now in Ireland. They're having customs problems and shipping problems, and this is what happens when you don't go UPS. They go off to a church for a moment of quiet and just to regroup as a couple and to check something off of Oma's list, a painting of Joseph and Mary, her great-grandmother painted a long time ago, that now hangs in the church they're visiting. We are off for yet another walk in yet another peacoat. And it's at this point I wonder, honestly, how much outerwear does this woman have and how did she get all of it to Germany? Literally.
That's what one of our listeners asked. I put up a little question box on Instagram. I've been trying to do that every week and just saying, okay, we're recording. What are your thoughts? And Stephanie was like, how did she get all of this stuff in her luggage? It doesn't make sense. Maybe it was vacuum sealed. That's the only conclusion I
could be. She had to have done something because jackets take
She looked like $1 million, but it is.
Did.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She did look like $1 million. The talk is really flirty in this scene, and he kisses her, so it's clear that romance is brewing and they're in love. She Bobo FaceTimes with Oma and unpacks her ornament trouble and the budding romance with Lucas, so there's good news, bad news on that convo. We get a checklist montage now, so we're going to go do more of Oma's stuff. We're not going to sell ornaments.
More time not in the booth. She's still selling it. They're just buying the ornaments.
Willy-nilly. Anyway, we get sights, we get sounds, we get German beer, we get snowy train rides, we get a champagne toast when they complete Oma's checklist, and finally, some good news. The ornaments have arrived in Germany. Yay! Heidi gets a text from the grumpy post office worker who is not so grumpily telling her that the packages will be delivered on Monday morning to the house that she's staying at. So it is all looking up.
He's giving her very special treatment that I do not anticipate would actually be realistic at all. But
no, not at all.
He's seeing to it the packages will be delivered to her. PTL, praise the Lord.
Here we go. The senior charity event that the family is doing is a raging success. We get Heidi, we get Lucas. They're singing Christmas carols, and it's super cute. The family unpacks the fourth Advent theme of peace, and they talk about a few accomplished stocking secrets. Lucas unpacks his journey to a more creative life thanks to his budding relationship with Heidi in front of the whole family. He gives her a really pretty carved piece of art, and Mom and Dad wink, wink that their wish for Heidi and Lucas to couple up might very well be in the works. So we get that Mom and Dad like Lucas and Heidi as a couple, and frankly, I do too. The family,
for me,
right? The family surprises her with a Christmas tree, and it's gorgeous because the backstory is here in America, we put up our trees way early. Apparently, in Germany, they put them up on Christmas Eve, which I think is just tragic.
Well, different cultures, Josh.
Different cultures, I'll give you, but it's like
let them have their Tenenbaums whenever they want them.
True, you're right. Okay, don't mean to offend our German listeners, so there you have it. It's Monday, and here we go. The boxes are here. She hears the truck backing up, beep beep beeping, and what do you know? Some beat up boxes arrive, and it is clear where this is going. And sure enough, it is heartbreaking, and this is literally like the saddest of oopsie doodles we could have ever had in one of these. I literally was heartbroken for this character in this particular moment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's bad when she sees the boxes and there's styrofoam showing through the brown boxes because they're so beat up that you can see the inner layer. It was sad. But you know what?
Sad.
And we can talk about this more later. I liked that they were broken. Because as sweet and perfect as the rest of the movie was, I really thought it's going to be a Christmas miracle and all the ornaments will be saved and blah, blah, blah. And they are not really salvageable. There were like 3 that were salvageable out of the 20 cases. Right. And I liked it. I thought it was a good move from a storytelling standpoint.
I agree 100%. Lucas shows up. Yeah, Lucas shows up to her cottage to say some really sweet things. And as Jennifer mentioned, he found 3 ornaments in those boxes that were not broken. And I got to think to myself, oh, what a good classy move to rummage through all of those boxes of broken things and salvage the 3 of the 20 cases that are not broken. Classy.
And he tried to make like an inspirational message, like this one represents da-da-da, but he only had something to say for the first, and the other one he's like, I'll think of something. I thought that was cute. But I also liked here that this inspirational message and this touching moment didn't fix everything. She was like, thank you, but you can take them back. I'm still sad. I mean, like she handed them back to him. Like it was not a, oh, you're right. Now all is forgotten. She's like, no, bro, I pre-sold all of my ornaments. What am I going to do? Like it's still very tragic.
Yeah. I like that they did not let this be a quick fix here. And I thought that that was really a smart move. He says he hopes that she's able to pick up the pieces and move on to something even more beautiful. And I love, like Jennifer said, that that really wasn't clear what that was going to be. It's not clear also whether she believes him at this point until she sees the artwork that he gave her earlier. And she starts picking up these shards of glass from the broken ornaments and she makes a mosaic with them on his artwork. And it is clear in this moment that they are a dream team. And so they wind up recruiting the entire family to work together on this last minute wood/glass mosaic project. And it is an absolute home run. They're gorgeous, these pieces of art. Dad takes time, meantime, to apologize for stifling Lucas's creativity, which was a nice sort of bow on that kind of plot line there. They're back at the market. The new art is a hit. And OMG, what do you know? Oma is there and buys the last piece of art that she has to sell at the Heidelberg market. We get the warmest of Christmas tradition montages at the end. My cry count is at 4 at this point in this movie.
Wait, you've cried 4 times, or you give your cry a 4 out of 10? Okay,
4 times.
4 cries. Wow.
Cries. Yes,
man.
It ends with the revelation of Lucas's parents' wish, of course, and of course, it was that Heidi and Lucas would find love. And now my cry count is at 5.
Okay, it's time for our gold or coal segment. If you're new to the pod, here's what we do. Josh and I each bring 3 gifts, so to speak, to the pod. If there's more gold, it's a handcrafted masterpiece. If there's more coal, it's a shattered dream. And if it's a tie, which happens from time to time, it's just a Merry Christmas. Josh, you're up first.
I'm giving gold out of the gate, the leads here. I mean, Jenna is so great in these types of movies. It's believable to watch her. She seems like someone who would live next door to you. She's got great pacing in the way she delivers lines. I thought she was able to show a range of emotions here. I bought their chemistry and I liked seeing their relationship develop throughout. So gold for me for the leads on this.
Agreed. To piggyback on that, I will give gold for the fact that they are not getting married at the end. They have developed a nice relationship and a spark, and they've done all these things because Lord knows she wasn't in the booth any, so she had plenty of time to, rack up some dating hours during the movie time. And she was there like a month, I guess, because the movie starts at Thanksgiving and goes through Christmas, so it's around a month or so. But I like that they address it at the end that she's like, well, because I talked to the head of the market or whatever, and they're going to let me come back next year to try to do all this again. I'm going to make the ornaments. I'm going to come back, so I'll see you next year. So it's not and I'm dropping everything to move to Germany, or you're coming to America and we're giving up our dreams. It's, hey, we'll just see where this goes. We really like each other, and it was kind of that unspoken or like subtlety to that I really enjoy.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. That is a great way to wrap this up, because she's going to come back the next year. And I think she even says at some point, who knows what will happen in a year, but I'll be back here and maybe I'll do Christmas here every year and that sort of thing. So that was I thought this was super scenic. It was visually really pretty to watch. Jennifer talked about how it does kind of feel like this was very sort of sepia toned or some sort of filter to make everything feel really warm. But aside from that, we did get beautiful scenic shots. This looked really like a tourism postcard in a movie. It kind of made me want to go to Germany. And I thought it was really a fun trip. So gold for me.
My next piece of gold is I love the family and all the side characters. They didn't spend too much time on them. I think it was just enough time to like them, get to know a little bit of their story, but not be distracting, which is what sometimes happens. And I feel like they walk the line really well with that. So gold through them.
Good. And to that point, more gold for me. I loved the Advent references that we got throughout this movie. It sort of really punctuated this movie in a nice way that brought more to the Christmas feel of it all than just trees and Santa and reindeer and that kind of stuff. I think it really provided sort of a grounding in morals and ethics and faith that some of these kind of lack sometimes. And I think that really brought an additional layer of warmth that I think added something overall. So gold for me.
I gotta give a piece of coal. Girl wasn't in the booth. Why was she not in the? I mean, I know why, because it would be a boring movie. But come on, she was never in the booth. If she comes back next year, she needs to bring somebody else with her. Her grandma, somebody. We need some physical presence in the booth, or I'm reporting her to the Heidelberg Commission.
Like she fought for years for this booth, and that she was never there when she had it.
There.
Girl, I realize you've got a budding romance and a love affair with Heidelberg, Germany in general.
Gosh.
Come on.
I know you want to sightsee, but you were in that post office more than you were in your booth. I can't. Can't deal with it. But I did enjoy at the end. So she did have one set, the display that was there the whole season. And there was one girl who had bought a set in person of the ornaments earlier in the movie, and it was going to mean a lot to her father. Her father was older. He loved 12 Days of Christmas. And so she, in the end, while everybody else was buying the new art, she had saved a set for her and gave her her only set, which I thought was nice, because I thought, if you don't give a set to anybody, that's just bad business.
It is.
So I'm glad they addressed that before I even had to say it. So.
And it is the real, and it's the real Christmas miracle that she had that set to give away, because they did not break on that flimsy Oriental trading tree.
They weren't stolen. They weren't broken. My goodness. And she will get the money back because she bought full insurance on this Bobo delivery service. I also kind of thought that the weirdo, like, shipping guy would show up somehow, like he was the guy, like using it as an excuse to tour the world, like he was going to hand deliver the ornaments or something. I thought he'd pop up somehow.
Right.
Maybe next year. Do you think they'll do a sequel, since they talked about next year? Is there anything to do with a sequel?
Maybe. I don't know.
Would you watch it?
I would. Yeah. Absolutely. Final score on this is 5-1. So we're going to call this a handcrafted masterpiece. I thought start to finish, it was great. It was entertaining. It had a lot of warmth. It was well paced. I didn't feel like it dragged. Maybe a little bit too much walking and talking, you know.
I know you don't like the walk and talks, but
walk and talks.
And it was pretty walk and talks.
It was beautiful walks and talks. Yes, exactly. It wasn't just like small town sidewalk walk and talk. It was actually scenic Germany market walk and talk. So I'd watch it again.
And she was a little fun and whimsical too. She wasn't too stoic of a character. So that made it enjoyable as well. And that, friends, is another episode of Do You Watch What I Watch?
Special thanks to Nick Schwartz, as always, for our theme song, and to you for taking the time to listen and watch.
Hey, if you like our podcast, you know what to do. Give us a review, subscribe, tell a friend. We are really getting into our peak season, and we want everybody to come along with us. You can find out everything you need to know at doyouwatchwhatiwatch.com. Next time, we are heading back to Up TV to recap and review a new movie. Back to Up, not down. Called Christmas Time Capsule. Here's the plot summary. James left an heirloom engagement ring with his best friend Tiffany for safekeeping, like you do. He asks Tiffany for the ring, intending to propose to another woman. Tiffany has other ideas on who James should marry, which is an interesting way to put the plot summary there, but we will have much to discuss. And until then,
may your days be merry and bright. We'll see you next time.
If you like holiday movies, from the classics to newbies, let's sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh. Sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh.